Alrighty, well, hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp side. So, this is something I've been thinking about doing for quite a while now. So last week, season 2 of Titans premiered on DC Universe, and it's something I was going to start last week, but just ended up not having time to, so figured, hey, we'll make up for that by doing it for the next episode. So, yeah, I thought about doing a weekly by episode, kind of give my thoughts on the new episodes because I'm a fan of the show, and I'm really interested to see where it could go. And I thought it might be kind of a cool experiment to kind of just put my thoughts out there and just try to talk about the show as it progresses. So, all right, so since I didn't do a video on this last week, I figured I will just give my quick thoughts on the season premiere. So the season premiere, as far as that one went, it was strange to say the least because it was like wrapping up the end of season one with the whole Raven and Trigon thing, but then it was also setting up, you know, what's going to happen in this season. So it was really kind of a weird mixed bag because from what I heard, basically in season one, all the stuff with Trigon and those like dark nightmare sequences were all supposed to be part of the season finale, but they decided to keep it specifically for Dick Grayson, I guess. And they transferred everybody else's over to season two, which I think was kind of a weird misstep. But yeah, and basically after that, I was like, okay, this is all going to be resolved quickly, which it was, so we can get on to season two. Let's see, hang on a second. So yeah, this episode, season two, season two, episode two, titled Rose. This one was a little bit more of a season premiere than the last one was because this time, we already know they're up in Titans Tower. They're putting together a new team of Titans, and they're all kind of training, sparring with each other. They're kind of all off doing separate things, So we see Dick Grayson, Raven, Beast Boy, Jason Todd. They're all up in Titans Tower training. Just basically just trying to become a team essentially. While Coriander and Wonder Girl, or Donna Troy, I should say, they're off in a different area trying to track down the metahumans. That's kind of their sub story for the show. And then in also Hawk and Dove, we see they've kind of settled down in Wyoming. They're helping troubled kids, with problems with drug abuse and things like that. So they kind of retired from Hawk and Dove. So they're just, trying to move on with their lives basically. But then apparently some metahuman breaks out. I think his name is Mr. Light, and it kind of starts to become a central thing for all three character groups basically. So that's the basic synopsis. I probably should have said there might be some slight spoilers in this live stream, but yeah. So as far as this episode as a whole goes, I think this one's definitely an improvement over the first episode of the season. Especially since now that we have gotten to know a lot of these characters from season one, kind of getting to see where they've evolved from then to now. Seeing Dick Grayson come to terms with Bruce Wayne and everything that he thought he was angry at, but really he was just trying to put a face to his anger. Seeing Raven become a little bit more like the Raven I think people expect, got the jewel in the forehead and stuff. So, and I figured that's exactly what they were going to do, was establish these characters, really slowly build up to these characters becoming more of the ideal image of what the audience or the fans would assume would happen. So I think they're doing that pretty well, and of course they're probably slowly, sorry, I think they're slowly setting up Dick Grayson to become Nightwing, which, only makes sense. So that might be something we cover later on in this season or next season, depending on how far this goes. But yeah, it's really nice to see that they're kind of going more into a traditional Teen Titans setting here, or Titans, I should say, because the last season was very much like a road show where they were traveling around trying to get help for Rachel and all this stuff, but now it's like they're back in a base trying to form a team. So, the dynamic is changing a little bit there, but it's cool to see these characters spar with one another. Jason Todd, he's kind of the try-hard of the group, so he's, going blindfolded, even though he doesn't really want to, but still he kind of just goes all in on it. So starting to see them work together as an official team is pretty cool. Let's see here. And so the whole sorry. So, and then the show revolves, this episode at least revolves around Rose, who is revealed to be the daughter of Slade Wilson. I'm not sure if that's really a spoiler because I feel like that was revealed before it came out. And also, you take one look at it when she first shows up, and it's like, yeah, you're definitely related to Slade Wilson. So she's kind of in a similar situation that Rachel was at the beginning of season 1 of Titans, where, she's got these abilities. She's, a special kind of person like Beast Boy, Jason Todd. It's like they just need a proper outlet to, use their powers and grow into people who basically become the very best version they could be. So Dick Grayson, I feel like I feel like it's weird that I keep saying his full name. I should say Dick, but then I just feel like I'm insulting the guy. But so at that point, Dick is like, okay, I see a lot of, that kind of thing in you, so we can give you a place and a home to, grow as a person and use your abilities properly. But I don't know if anybody up until then realizes that she's related to Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, who was also revealed to be the main villain at the end of the last episode. So that's definitely going to play into the next few episodes quite a bit, I think, especially since Deathstroke is supposed to be the main villain. He's kind of front and center on the poster and everything. So yeah, so I think that's definitely an interesting idea. I don't think we've really seen anything as far as Slade Wilson's daughter, or anything like that in other incarnations. I know on Arrow that Deathstroke had a son who, turned out to be basically kind of like his old man, these kind of hired gun sort of thing. But I don't know much about Rose Wilson in the comic books or anything like that, but I am intrigued by what this could lead to with future episodes, especially since we know that Deathstroke is going to be a major player going forward. And this also, since this is an ensemble show with a lot of different characters, I think one of the good things that they can definitely do, as well as what they're already doing, is have like a bunch of little mini team ups throughout it. So throughout the entire episode, we see Coriander and Donna Troy working together, trying to track down Shimmer, this metahuman that Donna has a real problem with and just wants to get her put away. But we get to see these two interact a bit, which was a lot of fun. I think they have some nice chemistry together, basically staking out inside this van and all that. And it was fun to see like just these little individual team ups throughout it, because that way we kind of get an idea of how each character interacts with each other. So that was really interesting. But and also there's the whole thing about Donna, or not Donna Troy, Hawk and Dove, or Hank and Dawn. That's her name, right? Yeah. So yeah, that was probably probably my second favorite part of this episode, was seeing where they are since the end of the last episode. So seeing them, retire from Hawk and Dove, trying to help troubled kids, basically, I think that was a really cool idea. And but also there's this thing like Hank, he wants to put it away. He's put it away, and he's happy about that. But Dove, she still wants to. It's kind of a drug to both of them, going out there with this outfit, fighting crime, risking their lives and stuff. And something occurs where she jumps back into action, but does behind his back because she doesn't want him to know. So that leads to some tension between the two of them, saying like, okay, you know what, we agreed we were going to stop this because we can't have a family or anything like that if we keep doing this. And but then, Dove's reasoning is, well, we became Hawk and Dove to help with our problems and, work through them. So it only makes sense that that we keep going. And then there's another inciting incident, which I don't want to get into too much detail about, but then that kind of snaps both of them back into action, basically. And yeah, so that's basically the episode as a whole. This is kind of a lot of rambling, basically, as I'm going through this, but yes, but I gotta say, this episode was very much more of a season premiere than the last episode was, because that one, they just weirdly meshed part of the season finale of season one in there, but then set up this one as well. So this one feels more like a proper season premiere. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to more episodes. I mean, we still have more characters and more things that we were promised in the trailers that are going to be coming, you know, like Aqualad, Superboy, and Crypto. And also, we still haven't seen the Titans Throwdown with Deathstroke yet, so now that his daughter's been introduced, that's probably not that far behind. So yeah, I think this season's off to a good start. Again, so this first video was just kind of a test run, basically. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing these episode reviews in this format with the live streaming, because I feel like this is something that'd be better if I kind of work at a little bit more, you know, have some more, make the video more constructive, more interesting. So, but I figured I would at least give this one a shot, because you gotta try different stuff once in a while. But yeah, so I think the first two episodes of Titans are kind of off to a weird start, but then kind of got back on the right track here. I guess one final thing I do want to say about Titans Season 2 is how I like how they finally introduced Bruce Wayne the Flesh, played by Ian Glenn. I think that's how you say it. Ian Glenn? Ian Glenn? And of course the air conditioner comes on. And I'm really liking what they're doing with Bruce Wayne, you know, kind of seeing Dick come to terms, you know, with certain things that Bruce Wayne did in the past, and realizing it was for a good reason and things of that nature. So, and he does make a little bit of a small cameo in this episode as well. So I'm glad it wasn't just like a one and done kind of deal. So we're probably going to see more Bruce Wayne throughout the season, which I'm very much looking forward to. We're probably not going to see Bruce Wayne suit up in the bat suit or anything. Probably because they probably aren't allowed to do that. They probably were able to get away with it last season with that Nightmare, Dark Realm, whatever, because it was just Batman in silhouette and it wasn't a full-on outfit. But yeah, but I'm totally fine with just seeing Bruce Wayne for right now. But I would really like to see now this universe's version of Alfred as well, because, well, we know he's alive, and what's Batman without Alfred? But yeah, so I think we're gonna wrap this up now, and yes, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season of Titans. It's definitely kind of maddening to have to wait a week in between episodes, but that's the way they wanted to release these episodes. So I guess it's probably better than being able to binge all of them, because then I'll just kind of be trapped in my room for like 14 hours just watching them nonstop. So I guess having a week in between is not such a bad thing. But yeah, so I guess we'll pick this back up next week when season 3 comes out, and then I watch it, and then I give my thoughts on it. So yeah, let's get out.